Try to create a deterministic agent. What do we mean by a deterministic agent? If you want to suppose there are three events. First event's output is to be passed into second event, and second event's output is going to be passed into third event as an input. Such a type of workflow is called deterministic workflow. Like output of one model is being passed to as an input to another model. Uh, I'm going to write an example which I have seen from the OpenAI documentation. So I would try to explain the things as well. The first thing which we want to do is to, let's go into the requirements.txt, and we do needs to install OpenAI agents and .env. Inside .env, you are going to create a variable named OpenAI underscore API underscore key, and you would be equal to, and you would be inserting your OpenAI API key. So first thing you need to do is like from .env import load underscore dot env. Okay, so let's think what we need to do. From agents import agent runner and trace. Okay, so what do agent mean, runner mean, trace mean? See, agent is used to define an agent as the name states. Runner, suppose there if you want to run particular agent, so then you would be calling initiating runner. It's works on the basis of dependency injection. And trace, suppose if there are sequence of events, you wanted to organize all of them into a particular category to identify which all of them sequence of steps. Suppose step 1, step 2, step 3 considered all as the whole workflow. You can consider the trace as same thing. So next we need to import from pydantic import base model. Why do we need pydantic and base model? This is mainly for the validation, data type validation. That's why we are using from pydantic import base model, and we are going to use import async IO. Why async IO? Because all these requests, even though we are calling OpenAI, we are going, it internally is going to trigger HTTP request, and it's going to provide tech responses accordingly. So once we have done this, we have to load .env. So we don't need to explicitly configure that we do want to use. So this is the OpenAI API key. This just you need to pass load underscore .env. Once if you are passing that, once the application is running, it would see whether OpenAI underscore API underscore is present. If it's not present, it will throw an error. If it's present, it's okay. It goes to the working of the solution. Let's create a scenario where we need to create a story. So the first step of the creation of story, let's consider, like, first do we want to create a story outline, and then what we want to do, we need to we are checking, hey, you generated something, is it correct or not according to my expectation. If it's correct, I would be generating the story based upon the story outline which it has been generated. That is the whole workflow, which I mean here we do have three agents. One agent, based upon our input, it would generate a story outline. Second agent is to check, is it AI generated something story outline, is it according to what we require or not. A third agent, based upon the condition, if conditions are true, like we do want sci-fi movie, if it's generated the story outline to be a sci-fi movie, we will take the input and we would say, hey, let's go and generate, let's implement this stuff. Let's like create story outline agent, like you would be creating agent of, and you would be naming your agent. You can name anything like story outline isn't, and instructions. It's always better to give specific instructions rather than generic instructions. If you are giving specific instructions, it is much more clear to the AI and it would tend to give the good results which you are expecting. If you are much clearer, the responses which it is giving would be much more clearer. If it's generic, there can be hallucinations as well. So our copilot have generated something. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, why am I making these mistakes? Okay, one agent I have generated. Next, I have to check whether my agent it have generated is a good type of outline or not. So I would be creating a class outline check output, and we are passing base model. What does it means? I would inform you. So it takes let's create two parameters. Good quality, its value is boolean, and we are saying it's sci-fi. It's let's to make it to be boolean. Let's create another agent as we have this an outline check agent and create an agent. Let's say name. The name of the agent can be anything. Let's keep it as outline checker agent. Instructions. Your main responsibility is to check whether the story outline given to you is of good quality and sci-fi. And we would be mentioning output type I is equal to outline check output. What does it do? So once the story outline agent, we are going to generate some story, right? Once the story has been generated, we are passing that story outline to this agent. This agent would be going through this instruction and check, and it would check is it of a good quality. Then it will update good quality values to be true. If it's not, it would update it's false. Vice versa. If it will be checking each side 5. If it's true, it would be updating. If it's not, you can consider it is like a variables or something which is useful for the later stage for the conditional purpose. So outline check agent, and let's go into the story agent. The story agent just takes the agent name, story agent. Hey story, you generate a story based on the story outline which is given to you. Okay, output type string. So let's jump onto the async def main. Because why async? Because all these requests are HTTP. We can't see internally it is nothing but these all these things are HTTP APIs. Let's input prompt is equal to okay with trace. What I am going to say, this story is sci-fi story flow. All these requests would be considered into sci-fi story flow. And let's go on to let's outline generate. Let me say here wait run story outline agent. No. What agent it is? Story outline, story uh, outline agent, and what the input needs to be passed. Input prompt. Okay. Once the outline has been generated, outline generated, print it. Okay. And once check outline check result. Okay, it will update that class which we have created, and we are going to check this asset is instance, because we are testing whether it's this parameter what we outline generate outline check result is instance of outline check agent or not. Yeah, dot final output is instance of outline check output set. Okay, if it is the case, if okay, outline is not of good quality, yeah, that's true. If not outline of sci-fi, okay, outline if these two conditions are not met, it is going to out. If any one of the condition also it is not going to be outline. If these two conditions are met, then we are going to generate the story, a story generated and printing the stuff. And let's go into the if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equal to underscore underscore main underscore underscore async io dot run of main. Okay, let's run this thing. Oh, where it is? Where? Story outline agent. Oh, instructions. Instructions. Oh, I had made the same mistakes everywhere. Okay, let's rerun. Okay, let's. What type of we want? Sci-fi, right? Sci-fi. We would see what type of story or outline it's going to generate. Oof. Come on, man. A futuristic Earth. Okay, quantum ring. The title. Plot outline. Okay, themes. Outline is good quality, and it's generated the story. So this is a deterministic flow. Suppose I would give rather than sci-fi, I need horror. It should give me an error because one of the conditions is not met because we want only sci-fi. Outline it's sci-fi, not sci-fi. Yeah, that's it. So what is the use of trace we want to see, right? So let's go into the OpenAI and let's go into traces. See, as we can see at the story flow, what all thing for this 15.4 seconds, it's take how many milliseconds, the input and output, all this. So all of these requests are categorized into this trace. So with this trace, we can uniquely identify what all steps have been happening there. This is the overall demonstration of deterministic workflow.